Hello and good evening to everyone. Welcome to our platform of National IAS, and today, my dear students, we are going to deal with time, work and wages. So I hope just exactly 1 week is remaining in our examination of UPSC CSE, and you all must be preparing really well. Please confirm if I am clearly audible and visible. I think I am audible and visible. So, my dear students, please remember this chapter is quite inspired by pipes and cistern. Actually, I will say that work, time, and wages, and pipes and cistern and boat problems often can be solved in a similar fashion. So, please remember pipes and cistern specifically. So, that is why when I was taking up this chapter, I clearly told that please have please pay very close attention towards these problems. Understood? Hannah? So yes, let us begin our lecture, my dear students. The first question, although it seems to be from work, time, and wages, is a trick question. I will say that it is a trick question, right? So let us see who can solve it. Who can solve it? Meanwhile, when I will be telling about the formulas and everything, right? So this is a kind of trick question. Please remember, don't get carried away by your emotions, right? So who will tell? Please. I would really love some answers. Okay. Now the next question is: a man completes 7 by 8 of a job in 21 days. How many more days will it take him to finish the job if quantum of work is further increased by 50%? So please remember 24, 21, 18, 15. All these are the numbers which have been given to us. We'll talk about this again. This is very simple and very basic question. Even if you do not understand what is time, work and wages, still you will be able to very easily solve it if you understand the basics of calculation, in the sense how to calculate prices and other things, right? The next question, which was asked in 2020 of UPSC CSAT, was: a person X can complete 20% of work in 8 days. Another person Y can complete 25% of the same work in 6 days. If they work together, in how many days will 40% of work be completed? So this is again very good question, and you all must try to look into it. Understood? Now, A and B can complete the work together in 5 days. If A works at twice his speed and B at half of his speed, this work can be finished in 4 days. How many days would it take for A to complete the job? So that is the question. We will discuss about it. This was slightly tough question, to be frank, but yeah, definitely not that tough if you have practiced it enough. Understood? Yes. Now, my dear students, please remember the most basic formula for all these topics is: what is the unit hour work? Please remember unit hour work. For example, let us say that a person can do a piece of work in n days, right? One work can be done in n days. Please remember n days. In that case, if I say that how much work can be done in 1 day, please remember it will be 1 by n work. 1 by n work. So please remember this thing. Same way, if someone says that in one day I do n work, right? So please remember, uh, one work one work can be completed in how many days? It will be completed in 1 by n days. So please remember, it is reciprocal of each other. So always remember, work is, although directly proportional to time, that more time more work will be there, but persons efficiency, number of persons, is inversely proportional to time. Please remember, more the number of person, lesser will be the time taken to complete the work. So please remember this thing. Understood? Then person's efficiency. Sorry, this is inverse. This is inverse. Wait, I will write it again so that it is very clear. More the number of people, lesser will be the time taken. Same way, efficiency, right? I will write it as separate point so that it is very clear. Yes. So efficiency is also inversely proportional to time. More efficient you are, lesser time you will take to finish a work. So please remember these things. These will help you to understand how to manage things. Also please remember number of persons, right? More the number of persons, more work will be done. More work will be done. So please remember this thing. Understood? Work will be also be inversely proportional to time. I am really sorry. It will be inversely proportional to time. Understood? And it will be directly proportional to wage. So higher the wage, lesser time you will take, higher work output you will give. Understood? So please remember these things. These things will help you to do anything or deduce anything. Understood? So please remember these equations 1, 2, 3. Clear? Extremely important. Please remember, extremely important. Okay? If a person's one day or hours work is 1 by n, then the person can do the piece of work in n days. If the person is n times efficient, please remember over here, if a person is n times efficient than second person, then work done by first person is to work done by second person will be equal to n is to 1. Please remember, the higher the efficiency, more work will be done. Please remember, this is directly proportional. Whereas when you will talk about time taken by the first person is to time taken by second person, the ratio will reverse. That will become 1 is to n. Understood? Everyone is understanding this thing, because it should be very clear in your mind how things are happening, right? Now my dear students, if the ratio of numbers of men required to complete a work is m is to n, then the ratio of time taken by them will be n is to n. Understood? If 20 women can finish, 20 women can finish a work in 30 days, 30 days, right? Then find the number of days required to complete the same work in 40 by 40 women. So please remember 40 women. Can anyone guess how much time will it take? What we are doing, we are multiplying by 2, right? The ratio is 1 by 2. So here it will become divided by 2, because you will reduce it by the same proportion. You will reduce it by same proportion. Understood this thing? Here we are multiplying by 2, that is 1 is to 2. So here 2 is to 1 should be the ratio. Work and wage usually will be directly proportional. Please remember this thing. है ना? More the work you will do, more wage you will earn. Is it clear, Karthikeyan? Please remember, both will be directly proportional. है ना? For example, suppose I do 5 works per day. 5 works per day, right? And let us say that you do 10 work per day. Whose wage will be higher? Obviously, your wage should be higher, right? And you should earn more, because any day you are doing 10 works and I am doing only 5 works. How much higher? You should be paid at least double than me, right? You should be paid at least double than me. That means, let us say we both earn rupees 3,000 after doing certain work, right? Certain amount of work. So what should be your proportion and my proportion? So my proportion will be 5 upon 5 plus 10. That is the total work done in a day multiplied by 3,000. That will be my proportion. Your proportion will be higher, that is 10 upon 5 plus 10 multiplied by 3,000. That is 3,000 is our total earning, cumulative earning of you and me. Understood? So please remember, that is why we are saying that work per day. More work you do per day in unit time, the more wage you will earn. Please remember, it is related to efficiency. Clear? Work means work per day. Please remember this thing. Clear na? Okay. Another thing is, M1 men can finish W1 work in D1 days working T1 time each day, and M2 men can finish W2 work in D2 days working T2 time each day. Then in that case we have this formula. So please remember, I used to write it like MDH. Remember that? Masale, spices, MDH, where M is number of men who are working, right? D is what? D is number of days taken by these people, and H is hours per day which are taken by these people. Understood? Divided by work. This will be constant. this will be constant, है ना? So MDH from spices, all of you can remember MDH wale, there is an old person, right, who is advertising MDH, right? So please remember, in his honor we can name it MDH divided by W is equal to constant, है ना? So that will become, don't get worried about T. I have just replaced T with H. Understood? Because MDH becomes an acronym. So M1, D1, H1 divided by W1. Same meaning is there. Please remember, here I have written T1. You can put it H1 and H2. Right? So M2, D2, H2 divided by W2. So please remember this thing. Please remember this thing. Clear? Okay. Now, my dear students, suppose A can do a work in M days and B can do the same work in N days, right? If they work together and total wage is W, in that case, what will be the wage of A? Please remember, A was doing the work in M days, but on the top, what we will put? We will put N. Why? Because you know that efficiency is inversely, or is that efficiency is directly proportional to work per day, and work per day is inversely proportional to time, right? It is inversely proportional to time. So that is why you will find that N, although B can do the same work in N days, but when we will try to find out wage, the ratio will reverse. Here it will be N upon M plus N W, and wage of B will be M upon M plus N W. Understood? A can do a piece of work in 10 days. For example, this question, let us try to solve it. A can do this piece of work in 10 days, right? While B can do same work in 12 days. Clear? If total amount given for this is 1200, suppose I gave 1200 to both of these, then what will be the share of B? My dear students, please remember, B's share will be 10 upon 10 plus 12 multiplied by 1200. Understood this thing? Now solving is not very difficult. Please remember, that can be very easily done. Whereas A's proportion will be 12 upon 10 plus 12. I hope all of you are understanding why is it happening, right? Multiplied by 1200. Understood? Is it clear? So yeah, let us move ahead, my dear students, and now we will go back towards our question. No one has answered it till now, and yes, can anyone try to guess it now? This is a trick question, very beautiful trick question. What students tend to do? 20%, 20 floors in 20 days. So 16%, 16 floors, 16 days. The moment you will do this, you will find that it is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because please remember, we have formula MDH divided by W, right? So MDH divided by W. So my dear students, 16 floors will become work. Obviously they are cleaning it, right? This will become work. Hours have not been mentioned, so I will remove hours from both sides. In this M1 it is 20 floor days are 20 days, and work is again 20 work, right? Here it is 16 days we have to find out. W is 16. Yes, Karthikeyan, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So 20 into 20 divided by 20 will be equal to 16 into D2 upon 16. So you all can understand that, okay, D2 is equal to 20. What is happening? See, if you do not want to use this formula also, you could have reduced it. How? 20 persons can clean 20 floors in 20 days. So that means one person is cleaning one floor in how many days? How many days? My dear students, 20 days, right? Each person will clean one floor, right? There are 20 floors. I will put one person on each floor, and still each person is taking 20 days. Now suppose there are 16 floors. On each floor I have put one person. How many days will he take? Obviously he will take 20 days, right? So yes, you are very correct, Karthikeyan. That's awesome, है ना? Please remember this thing. Now my dear students, this question: a man completes 7/8 of his job in 21 days. How many more days will it take him to finish the quantum of work if the work is increased by 50%? So please remember, 50% increase, that means how much work is there? Initial work is W. In that case, 50% increase means 1.5 W, right? Initial work was W, so new work will become 1.5 W, 50% increase. All of you understand this? Understand this, because this was discussed in percentage. every now and then this kind of concept has come, right? Okay. Now 7 by 8th job. Please remember 7 by 8th job work is done in 21 days, right? 21 days. So how many days will it take to complete one work? It will be nothing but 21 multiplied by 8 divided by 7. I will shift this towards this, right? So my dear students, now you have to complete 1.5 work. So how much will it be? 1.5 work will be equal to 1.5 times 21 multiplied by 8 divided by 7. So this will go off, this will be 3 and days. So my dear students, this is 24 days. Here also you can calculate 3 8 are 24 days, right? And 24 into 1 and half, that means 24 plus 12, that is equal to 36 days. Wait, there is something error. What is the error? Quantum of work has been increased by 50%, right? So 50% increase is there. 7 by 8th job is done in 21 days, right? So 21 days is, acha, we are very correct, we are correct. What is it asking? How many more number of days? See, this kind of reading flaws are there, right? Reading. So many more days. So we have already spent 21 days, right? 36 minus 21. 36 minus 21. No, Karthikeyan, it will be 36 minus 21. So 5 and 1. 15 more days will be required to complete 1.5 work. Understood? Is it clear? So that is the classical flaw when we are trying to read these questions. So UPSC is quite like very in depth. They are thinking where student can go wrong, and luckily here the option was not 36. Otherwise I can bet more than 60% students will solve till this point very correctly and immediately mark this answer as 30 if it would have been 36, right? So please don't make this kind of mistake. Make sure that you are solving it appropriately. Understood? Yes. Now my dear students, a person X can complete 20% of work in 8 days and another person Y can complete 25% of the work in 6 days. So my dear students, let me put 20% work in 8 days, 20% work in 8 days. That means 20% work means 1/5 of work will be completed in 8 days, right? That means that one work will be done by X in how many days? 40 days. 8 5 is the 40, right? Then talking about Y, he is doing 25% work. That means 1/4 of work, and in how many days? 6 days. That means one work by him will be done in one work will be 24 days, taking 24 days. Who is more efficient? Y is much more efficient, right? If they work together, how many days will 40% of the work will be complete? So my dear students, what we will do, we will try to find one thing. See, there can be two methods. Why I am telling you two methods? First thing is, you can find unit day work, that is 1/40. Here 1/24. Right? What you will do, you will add plus 1/4, right? And accordingly you will try to. Is it clear? So another method can be, first let me solve it by using this, right? So 40 and 24, so 4 6 are 24, right? The LCM will be somewhere around how much? Can anyone help me out with this? Can I put LCM as 160? Wait, 45. How much will it be? It will be I think it will be better, right? Or other way you can do, wait, 40 into 24, and on the top it will become 24 plus 40, right? So this will become how much? This will become how much? This will become 64 divided by 40 into 24. Now it is easy because 8 is 40, right? And then 4 2s are 8 and 4 6 are 24, and this will go off, so 3. So my dear students, one work can be done in 15 days. Please remember, one work, if both will work together, it can be done in 15 days. Now how many days, how much work is required? 40% of work we have to calculate. So 0.4 times 15 days is equal to how much? 6. Do we need to add 3? No, we do not need to add 3. Why we will add 3? We have to multiply, na? I hope it is clear, right, Kartikeya? Yes, 120 will be the correct one. Yes, correct. Into 5 will be 120 and 120 will be divisible by both. But I hope you understood that it was not at all needed. We had directly summed it up and eventually cancelled everything. Is it clear? है ना? So yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Now let us try to solve this question. See, acha, there was another method which I wanted to discuss, and if you will practice that method also, it will be very helpful. Trust me, very very helpful. How? I will tell you. See, what is happening? X can do a work in, let us say, 40 days. Y can do the same work in 24 days, right? So my dear students, what I can do, I can presume that total work is how much? LCM, that is 120 work is there. Understood? So now what I will do, I will find 1 day work of X and 1 day work of Y. So please remember here what it will be. It will be 1 day work is equal to 120 divided by 40, that is equal to 3 work per day. 3 work per day, right? Understood? Here what I can do, 1 day work if I will again find is equal to 120 divided by 24, that is equal to 5 work per day. Understood? So my dear students, total work how much they are doing? They are doing 8 work per day. 8 work per day, and 40% of 120 will be 0.4 times 120, that is equal to 48 if I am not wrong, right? 48. My dear students, you have to complete 48 works, that is 40% of work, and every day you can do, if both will work together, they can do 8 work. So 48 divided by 8 is equal to 6. Please remember 6 days they will take. Understood this thing? Understood this thing? So this can be another method which is quite handy, and I really like this method. I usually was more comfortable with these methods, but later on when I was preparing myself, I learned these things specifically when I was preparing for SSC. So and CAT as well, है ना? SSC and CAT as well. When I was preparing for these exams, I realized that this method can be very very handy. So that is why I am telling you that you can adopt both the methods, practice each of them, and utilize them as per the cases. Understood? Is it clear? Okay. Now, my dear students, let us talk about this. A and B can complete the work together in 5 days. If A works twice his speed and B at half of his speed, this work can be finished in 24 days. How many days would it take for A alone to complete the job? Right? So, my dear students, this one, if I will talk, please remember 1 by A upon plus 1 by B is equal to 5 days. Clear? Now, if A has increased his speed twice, so it will be taking half number of days, because obviously speed of work has doubled, so number of days taken will be half. So 1 upon 2A, right? Plus 1 2 upon B, because B has to reduce his speed, है ना? So this will become B by 2 and 2 will go on the top, and this is taking 1 by 4. This is equal to 1 by 4. Now you know that there are two variables A and B, and two equations are there, first and second. You can solve these to get the equation. Other way to solve it is by using this method. I will showcase this method because this method I felt is quite easy, right? So I will presume that A work per day. How much? A work per day. Clear? B will work per day. Usually, right? Usually they will do that. In the second case, what will happen? A will start working twice his speed. है ना? A will become twice faster. So he will start working 2 work per day, right? And B will start working B by 2 work per day. B by 2 work per day, right? Now let us presume that total work is 5 4s are 20. 5 4s are 20. है So 20 work is available in total. 20 work is available in total. Now my dear students, let us take this case, first case, right? To form the first equation. So my dear students, you know that both worked for 5 days. So what will happen? A worked for 5 days. So 5A plus 5 days B also worked. So total number of days we are taking 5A plus 5B is equal to 20. Understood this thing? This means A plus B is equal to 4. This is my first equation. Second equation can be drawn from here, second equation. Please remember both of them work for 4 days to complete the 20 work, right? So this will become 8a plus b by 2 into 4, b by 2 into 4. So 4 into b by 2. That means 2b, 2b, right, is equal to how much? Again 20. So my dear students, if I will take out common, it will become 4a plus b is equal to how much? 10. Now my dear students, this is second equation, this is first equation. Let me subtract second equation minus first equation. That will give me a plus b is equal to 4, right? So I will subtract it, see, and that will give me 3a is equal to 6. This implies that a is equal to 2 work per day, 2 work per day. And how many total work was there? Total work was 20. So number of days we have to tell. A alone is working, how many days will A take? So please remember 20 work divided by 2 work per day, that is efficiency of A, that is equal to 10 days, 10 days, and the correct answer will be A. Understood this thing? So both ways are there, you can solve using any one of the method. Understood this thing? If you would have solved this one directly, you would have got 1 by A's value, and eventually this would have solved very quickly, है ना? So either method you can utilize. Please remember, yes, that's awesome, Karthikeyan, thank you for that, confirming that 10 days, right? So yes, my dear students, with that I will wrap up the session. Please take your assignment for today. I think there will be 3 questions for today, right? So this is the first question. You can take the screenshot quickly and you can WhatsApp me 8073041901 or on my Telegram channel @UPSC with DP. So at any place you can send your solutions if you want, right? This here you can do WhatsApp, WhatsApp, and here it is Telegram. So yeah, please take screenshot. Then second question, please remember this type of question we have dealt in ratios and proportion, but the question has repeated itself. So please try to practice more and more, है ना? So yeah, with these 2 questions as your assignment, I will wrap up the session. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have really liked the session, and also comment below your queries, doubt, and feedback if there are any of them. Thank you and have a great day ahead. All the best for the next week.